Hey everybody, it's me, Moonset here, back with another video. Today, we are back, doing balancing for fun. Oh god, I really cannot do intros, I swear. But, today we are doing 3 characters in one video. That being Tech Toga, Mortimer, and All for One. And, I don't know what I'm gonna call this video, but I think I'm calling it the, Quark Stealing Techs, because they literally, all three, steal your quarks, right? So, yeah. So, let's get into the balancing, again, this is all for fun, remember, of Technical Toga, shall we? Now, the force-changed Toga. I know this is a lot, but it reads, Ability Gamma, new aim in effect. When Toga aims in and uses her Gamma, it will shoot out faster. The projectile speed will be increased and will shoot out in a straight line. But the aimed-in Gamma will not have any sort of tracking, right? Auto-tracking. Using Toga's aimed-in Gamma will cost 2 ammo and will make it do more damage. Though it will still work with 1 ammo, but the damage will be halved. Toga's Gamma damage and cooldowns are the exact same in all levels as they are now, and the aimed-in Gamma projectile speed is the same as Strike Deku's aimed-in Alpha. Oh, so sorry about the barking in the background. Those are my dogs. Sorry about that. Now, this is above the Tech Toga, but I do think she needs it, especially with her Gamma, because her Gamma is so inconsistent and she needs her Gamma to hit for her to get her special action, unless if it's with a downed person, right? So I think this would be a really good balance, right? You can only use 1 aimed-in Alpha, and if you use with only 1 ammo, it does half the damage. So yeah, I believe that this would be she kind of needs it, especially nowadays. But yeah. But let's go to the damage numbers, quote unquote, of the aimed-in Alpha, shall we? And the damage numbers. So at level 1, 4, 7, and 9, her Alpha damage will be increased by 5% in all levels, right? So it will be doing around 130 something damage at level 9. If you do both of them. If you don't, then it will actually do it will do 158 damage. Actually, I'm wrong. That it's actually 54 damage, since it's cutting in half her 108 base damage of her Gamma. So actually it's 54. Sorry about that. But yeah, I think that's pretty reasonable, because I want it to be more like a skill shot, right? So you have to hit the shot, but again, it is like Strike Deku's aimed-in Alpha, right? Of projectile speed. So it's not that slow, right? It's pretty fast. But the thing about that is that you actually have to, aim. You don't just spam, but you do have the option to just spam, right? This is mostly just to help you get the blood and do a little bit of damage, because for Tech Toga, it's become very hard to get her blood, just because of how inconsistent the tracking is. So, hopefully this would help with that tracking, and, yeah. But let's go to her next changes I did, because I didn't do a lot of changes to her, but I did do another change to her. So, let's get right into it, shall we? Oh, I almost forgot that I also made it so that the aimed-in Gamma has a down power of 180. So, yeah. And now for her special action cooldown balancing that I'm going to nerf it to have a cooldown of 12 to 15 seconds. So her cooldown is either on par with buffed All for One, that I'll show you later, or it's his actual cooldown that's right now, that's 15 seconds. Still don't know why it's 15 seconds. I do not know why it's 15 seconds long. Whenever, like, Toga special action cooldown right now is 4 seconds long, and Monoma special action cooldown penalty is literally like 10 seconds. Like, seriously, why is his special action 15 seconds? I have no idea. When he's, like, in the anime, I know it's a game and balancing, but still, in the anime, he is the character that steals quarks and then uses multiple quarks on top of themselves to buff the other quarks, right? To make them actually really broken, right? Monoma barely does that because he only has, in the anime, he can only have the quarks for 5 minutes at max, and he can only have 3 in storage, right? Or was it 10 minutes? I forgot. I know, like, it got boosted, but I think it's 5 minutes for 10 for 3 of them. So, yeah. Like, why is Monoma so broken? This is the thing. Monoma's base kit is pretty bad. We'll get to him, so let me finish this one up. His special action cooldown is going to be 12 seconds or 15 seconds, depending on what you guys want. I feel like it's more 12 seconds since I'm buffing All For One special action that you'll see in a little bit. That is going to be 12 seconds. So, having both of them be similar durations makes sense. Also, plus, Young All For One has come out by the time I've uploaded this video. And he could just take away the special actions, so that's another, by technicality, nerf to them if they're fighting Young All For One. So, yeah. But yeah, that's really it for Toga's, Tech Toga's changes. I think that's pretty good. I think, her Gamma being more consistent and her special action being more in line with, like, All For Ones, I think makes sense. So yeah, let's get to All For Ones changes, shall we? All For One special action cooldown change will be 12 seconds. Currently, it is 15 seconds, so it's a 3-second buff. And I'm not going to change anything of his base kit because I think Tech All For One's base kit is one of the best base kits in the game. I think it's extremely good. I think it's also extremely balanced. So I don't want to, like, buff his base kit. I guess I could, like, buff his alpha to do a little bit more damage. But besides that, really, really good base kit. So yeah, but let's actually get to the change that would actually make him a way better character, shall we? Now, I know this is a lot to read, but let's do this. Special action, new effect. All For One can steal quarks even if he's on special action cooldown. He will also gain hyper armor and a 25% damage reduction when he's stealing a quark. Stolen quarks will also mirror All For One's current levels at the point of stealing the quark. The enemy will also become immune to teammate damage when All For One starts stealing the quark. Okay, I didn't read it like word for word, but that's pretty much what it says, right? So, All For One will have hyper armor and 25% damage reduction when he is stealing quark. You might say that's kind of like why, but to be honest, why not? Like, Toga and Monoma can steal quarks way easier. I think All For One should have a tiny bit more easier time to do it. And it will mirror his levels, but his current levels. To make it more like, what's it called? More in line with the actual anime and manga, I made it so that when he steals a quark, his current levels are the ones that are going to be mirrored to the stolen quark. But if he levels up, the quark won't level up. So it is weaker than Monoma still, but okay, how do I explain this? It helps him out in endgame. Whenever his levels are 999, if he gets someone for some reason that has 111, he won't be stuck with a garbage quark. But it also does, help him out. I just think it's good like this, but if you want to make it so that like monomer, it's like monomers, that it mirrors his current levels always, you can do that too. I just think this is more, canon to the actual manga and anime. But to be honest, if it was actually canon, All For One would be busted in this game. So touche. But yeah, and also I made it so that if you are using your special action, the enemy that you are using it on is immune to damage from your teammates. Because it's extremely annoying whenever an All For One tries to steal a quirk and then your teammates just keep on dealing damage to them for no reason. Like, there's no revive going on. It's not a derby. It's just like there was no reason. So I did make it so that it does make them immune to a teammate's damage. Now, is this bad for certain occasions if they have a insta revive? Kinda. But I think it is better than like having it so that his teammates can literally just throw because they're not giving him the actual like thing, the quirk, right? Jesus, I am not good with speaking my mind. But yeah, those are the only two changes I'm making to Tech All For One because his base kit is extremely good. So let's go to probably what you've all been waiting for, Monomer's changes. Now, before you crucify me, let me explain. I am nerfing his special action, not to the ground, but nerfing it a lot. Like, I think it's an over nerf, but I am nerfing it a lot. So he does need something, because Monomer's base kit isn't that good. Like, actually speaking, like, his gamma is fine, but I'm also nerfing his gamma's cooldown penalty. I am buffing his alpha, because if we are going to make it so that he can't quirk swap, like, indefinitely or really fast, he does need something in his base kit, especially if he goes into cooldown penalty. That will be his biggest weakness, right? So his HP is going to go up to 275, just like Strike Hawks. Now let's go to his alpha buffs. Now, his alpha is going to do more damage at all levels. At levels 1 to 3 is going to do 10 damage. At levels 4 to 6, they're going to do 12 damage. At levels 7 to 8, they're going to do 16. And from levels 9, and at level 9, it's going to do 18 damage. Now, this is similar to Rapid Hawks' alpha. The only difference is that Monomer has less ammo, and he actually has to aim. Yes, it has a bigger hitbox than Hawks' alpha. Rapid Hawks'. I'm talking about Rapid Hawks throughout this entire thing. Rapid Hawks' alpha, but Rapid Hawks also has auto tracking if you don't aim in. So, like, yeah, I think it's kind of fair. Plus, I am going to nerf his alpha as well, that you'll see in a second. I think this is fair because, again, I'm alluding to this a lot. His cooldown penalty is extremely punishing. You think All For One's cooldown penalty was, his special action cooldown was a lot? Monomer's is going to make you think that I'm insane. But he needs this just to stop the spammers. He needs to stop cooldown swapping because it's annoying, right? But let's get to his alpha nerf. I would say this is a net buff, but the nerf is going to be this. His down power is being increased to 25 throughout all levels. Currently, it's 10. And I do think for current Monomer, that makes sense. But since Monomer is going to do more damage than current Monomer, because I think level 9 is 14 and now it's going to be 18, I do think he needs a little bit more down power. Right? Now, is this a nerf? Yes, it is a nerf. I would still say it's a net buff because he's still doing more damage overall. And his alpha hitbox is pretty generous and big. So I think this is more like... all around, the alpha, I do think, is a net buff, but he does get nerfed in the down the down power. That in some cases you can say is a good thing because you down them quicker, meaning that you can hard knock them down and then try to escape as Monoma. So I guess you can do that. But yeah. And now, look, I was trying to be nice, right? Giving him his alpha, the net buff alpha, and the buff to his HP, right? Here comes the Norse. And here is the North to his Gamma. The cooldown penalty. From levels 1 to 3, it will be 10 seconds. From levels 4 to 6, it will be 9 seconds. And from levels 7 to 9, it will be 8 seconds. I'm pretty sure that his Gamma comes back in 1 second. Why? No, like seriously, why does it come back in 1 second? I just don't understand that. Again, I could be wrong, and it actually is like really long, but I have no idea because I looked at his the My Hero I just had a stroke, I swear. The My Hero Ultra Rumble website, it went to his character sheet and it says 1 second. And if it's actually 1 second, what are they thinking? Right? I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. That's probably like 5 seconds, but it's probably 1 second, right? So yeah. So this is the nerf to his base kit. It's a pretty bad nerf because like Monomas do abuse their Gamma because in Gamma for some reason you can still heal yourself. For some reason. I don't get why in Gamma you can still heal yourself. That makes no sense to me. But yeah, let's go to his, I think what everyone's been waiting for. Because, you know, for balancing for fun, I try to be nice. I mostly don't like go into depth with the special action. This video is actually extremely in depth with everyone's special actions. But let's go to his special actions, nerfs, and one tiny buff. Now, you can call me insane all you want. I do not care. I am increasing his special action cooldown penalty to 30 seconds to 60 seconds to a minute. This man has too much freedom. If this is the thing, I think you should be able to min-max his special action. I do think so. But you should be penalized if you use it all for no reason. Cooldown swapping should not be part of his kit. I am sorry, he should not have instant cooldowns at all. Yes, I know Toga theoretically has instant cooldowns. Yes, but she can only do that when she has someone's blood. If she doesn't have someone's blood, she cannot do that. Monoma can do it whenever his special action's up. Whenever. It's broken. Okay? So, the cooldown penalty will be 30 to 60 seconds. I think the more reasonable one would be 30 seconds, of course, because 60 seconds is kind of ludicrous. But there should be a punishment. And this is also why I don't like young All-For Ones like special action. If he misses his special action, he only takes like 20% of his gauge. But then when he hits you, he actually takes 40% of his gauge. Why? Why are we... How do I say this in the most nicest way? Why are we rewarding, it's going to be on screen, rewarding bad players? Players that can't aim, we are rewarding them with having less consumption. Why? Players that cooldown swap, we are rewarding them for cooldown swapping. Why? Like, it's so easy. You should be discouraged of cooldown swapping. You should be discouraged of like missing an attack. But for some reason, we're rewarding it. I have no idea why. But let me not go on a full-on rant about Young All-For One or we are rewarding bad players for playing. Let's just go to the next, change I did. Now I did buff his special actions reload speed. So it's non-cooldown penalty. His reload speed will be 15 ammo every 0.2 seconds besides 0.3. I have no idea how much ammo he actually reloads. It could be 20, so this is kind of like a little bit of a buff and not as much as I think of, but like, yeah. I am rewarding you for keeping your gauge. You should not consume your gauge. If you consume your gauge fully with cooldown swaps, you should be punished. Because it's so easy, right? And I also nerfed it again that I'll show you right now, right? I just get mad whenever they just, again, reward bad plays or plays that are supremely easy. You should be rewarded for doing something, hard, not easier. Let's just go to the next one. And the final change I would give to him is the spam cooldown penalty will be minus 75% of your gauge. I'm killing it. I'm pretty sure the devs made it so that it consumes 50% of your gauge. If you time it, that means you can cooldown swap 3 times. I'm not allowing that. You can only cooldown swap twice before going on cooldown penalty. Theoretically speaking, you can still cooldown swap if you wait a little bit for it to go back up above 76%. But I'm sorry if I sound tired now. It's just Monoma is one of those characters that actually pisses me off a tiny bit. How did the devs look at Monoma at his release date and say, yeah, that's balanced. Yeah, he won't break the game at all. Yeah, nah. You know how he nerfed All for One special action and gave it a cool down? Yeah, let's just not do that and actually make it a percentage. What were they thinking with Monoma? Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed you ponies. Oh my goodness, I can't even think today. I hope you ponies enjoyed this video, and I hope all you ponies have a great day. And I'll see all you ponies on the next one. Peace out.